Hello, Rob Helt here with you to go through actually cutting clips in the Clip Wizard and putting some video from a CMS into Trial Director. And so we actually have already launched Trial Director here, and so we're going to pull that up and we're going to create a new case. And when we create the new case, this is actually for a mock trial that I'm doing, so I'm just going to call it mock trial. And go ahead, and I don't enable case security at all on these. I just click create, and what it'll do here is load us up in the tree view, and we'll be ready to start adding our things. What we're going to deal with is a mock trial, and so what I want to deal with is strictly video, and so we're going to go in at this point and import what we need to import into this thing. I keep everything at the root level of C, and all this stuff is pretty well basic stuff, but what I want to do is I want to deal with the CMS files that I have inside of this folder. And so since I have all of the video pretty well laid out in here with the CMS files, except a couple that are up here that came to us already in folders and ready to go, I'm going to import a multitude of CMSs here just to kind of get them in. So I know where they're located at, so what I'm going to do is bail over to the transcript manager, and we're going to go ahead and import from synchronized transcripts, and we're going to do multiple files within a specified folder. So I'm going to tell it next, click browse. Now here is where we go. This is why we work at the root level of C and inside of the folder cases. So we'll go down to cases, and we know that we're dealing with this right here. We don't have any other folders, so we're going to tell it OK. It gives us a list of what CMS files Trial Director sees. So Trial Director now sees that, and I'm getting a performance slow issue, so I'm just going to change the color scheme a little bit and go to this. It sees the following CMS files, and so I'm going to tell it that's okay. Those are the ones I want. I don't copy the multimedia files because I've already got them in there. There's no reason to duplicate them on my system. So I'm going to go ahead and tell it do not copy and tell it next and import. It's now automatically brought these in. I don't index my transcripts just for brevity. And the one that I'm working with is of this doctor right here. So I'm going to take my ASCII transcript here, and it can't find it. That's what I was kind of worried about. Now I will tell you, if you don't want to go through the process I'm fixing to go through, you can copy the multimedia files over and it will know exactly where they are. But I just choose to go into multimedia and modify locations. I'm going to go ahead and select all of these because I know where they are. I'm going to browse out. I've got them located at the root level of C inside of cases, inside of this mock trial folder. I'm going to tell it OK and let it remap. So you can see here the following multimedia streams were all remapped. I'm going to click finish. This is the transcript that I want to work with, and I'm just going to kind of open it up here and make sure that everything's good to go inside of here with the CMS files, and I'm going to take a look and make sure the audio and video have come in, and indeed they have. I can see here.
And unfortunately that was not successful, and she ultimately died.
So there you can see we've got that ready and good to go. So what I want to do now is I want to cut some clips on this guy, and from my sheet here I have the clips that were given to me. I have a big printout list of what they've given me on clips, and so I kind of went through and wrote these down for this guy here. So let's go and create some clips using the Clip Wizard. Back in the old days, we used to go through and we would either do a clip list in Microsoft Word or in a text file. Now what we do, and the other way that we could do it, is we could go through here and highlight these, right-click, create a new clip, and name it. And there's no reason to do that anymore. The neat thing about this is we can create our clips one of two ways. We can either go in and type out all of our clips that we need into a clipboard and bring it in and import it, or we can, that's using the clipboard. You can see here we can go in and create the segments that way. Or what I like to do, and I've always liked to do it, is to use the Clip Wizard. And this is where we simply start with page and line number to page and line number. I use a dot to do it. That way I can just stay. I use three total keys. I use the number pad, I use the tab button, and I use the enter button. And here's how I do it. page 8, line 6. That's 8.6, tab 9.17, tab, enter. So see how that works, and it creates the clip. Now we'll go 17.5, tab 17.14, tab, enter. And that's how quick you can go through them. If you're good at 10 key, you can really whiz through these. And this is something that, you know, I'll sit during a trial, and while I'm not working on the screen, I'll sit and work here, cutting clips for the next witness coming up or something like that. And I'm actually going to take you through the full creation here so you can see how this is created. Then we're going to go 29.3 to 29.16, add, and all I'm doing is tabbing. As you see the blue move, that's me tabbing, so that way you can kind of get a feel for what's going on. So I'm actually going to be quiet, go through these, and you can just kind of watch. We're almost done. And that, all of our clips are created now. You can see they're in order here. I can reorder these if I want to create, you know, a multi-clip that things are out of segment or out of sequence. I can go ahead at this point and move them up and down. I can delete whichever one if there was one I wanted to take out. But these are all the ones I want, so I'm going to tell it next. And I'm going to name this. And this is, his name is Wendell Pauls, so I'm going to call it WP Clips and tell it next. Right here, I don't like to adjust the, first of all, I want to allow segments from multimedia streams. What that is if there's a multimedia break, it'll go across and pick up where it left off. The segment start and end times, I like to keep where they are unless I know that there's been a problem. And sometimes I'll adjust the beginning by -1 second. And sometimes I'll adjust the end. I'm actually going to adjust the end by 1 second, and I'll show you why in just a little bit. And I'm going to click Create. Now what it's done is it has created all these little clips for me, which I can double click and check and listen to and make sure they're good.
You went
just
to
hit play.
college where? At the University of Dallas, down in Irving, Texas.
But what I need to do now is I need to check my clips. So I'm going to run into the clip editor. And you can see here in the clip editor, I'm going to load this clip up, and it's going to load it into the waveform, and I'm just going to listen to the front. Now watch what happens here. You notice it shows me in black, in bold black, lit up, not grayed out, where I'm supposed to start. Now listen.
You went to college where?
Okay, that's dead on the money. Now as soon as I move to this next ending clip right here, watch what happens down here.
And you have taught.
Okay.
And you have
I hear it. I hear where he says title at the very front.
And you have.
And it needed to end at title, so I move my little segment editor right here, and I click Save. Now I'm going to move to the next clip. Automatically loads it.
You have testified.
That's dead on.
Do you
And do you see this right here? I know that it ended at certainly, so I adjusted that 1 second. My clips were pretty good. I probably shouldn't have made the adjustment. Now he says certainly, so let's go back here a little bit and let's look for what we're looking for.
Certainly.
There it is right there. So we're going to move this, save it, move to the next clip. Now, this is just a QC process for these clips.
Well, what's the cause of death?
No, I do not.
Okay.
No, I do not. We're good. That clip's good to go. No reason to save anything. Move to the next one.
Did you, were you asked, does that mean?
And the yes it is
Does
good.
that
So
mean-
we're going to move this over, put it right here, and save the clip. And then we'll just go through and do these. So this is how you create clips and bring them in to Trial Director. My next lesson is going to be on creating clip lists for the court reporters, for the attorneys to edit on, things like that. So stick around for my next lesson, and that'll be coming up shortly.